Who doesn't love summer camps? No one can resist the promise of s'mores and swimming in the lakes and hours of exploration in the woods and nature. I want to welcome you to a retreat in the mountains of Mongolia, the magic. I am Tonya D, a holistic shaman, medium, and otherworldly life coach and subtle energetic surgeon. I'm extending an invitation for you to experience the serenity of Mongolia's majestic mountains, lush hills, relaxing in a peaceful atmosphere of a traditional Mongolian temple, surrounded by the warmth, the glow of the crackling bonfires. Join us for an unforgettable experience as we explore the ancient culture of Mongolia, wild horses, sand dunes, nomadic ritual, shamans, villages, the origins, exploring the beauty of Mongolia's unique landscape, discovering the power of living in the present moment. Check out the itinerary for this retreat at club.tonyad.tv/Mongolian retreat. The Magic of Mongolia retreat promises a bewitching brew of spine-chilling tales of the supernatural, everlasting bonds of friendship, gastronomic delights, impromptu serenades, brave adventures, moments that we're going to leave you forever enlightened. Sign up today. Space is limited for only a few heartfelt magical beings, and I'll see you on the other side coming August. How exciting is that going to be? I'm stoked. Again, blessings to you. It's a mystical, magical Monday, or hopefully you're feeling like it. Maybe you're at a crossroads between the journeyman or the topsy-turvette. I'm kind of feeling into that. But while we're waiting for people to hop on to the live stream or tune into the replay a little later, really taking a breath and a pause, climbing into our energy body. Are you feeling as if you are in between those spiritual realms? What are you spiritually feeling and sensing around you? Maybe a heightened sense of awareness, being hyper aware or hyper vigilant on where you do or don't belong spiritually. Maybe your spiritual streams are shifting and changing. Maybe they're ascending. Maybe they're descending. It may be so intense and you get this strong polarity, a pull that's overly impossible to ignore, like you're being tugged. Your spirit is literally pulling you. The path of spirit that we've kind of set in motion may be altered, even shapes altered into a different direction, our energetic fields. But once we open up this reception center to receive this information, often I find by divine design, a kind of an intervention. You might feel it as interference, but it's intervention. I recently actually listened to Feel Good Life on Instagram talking about telepathy. Pretty funny if you haven't followed him. But you may open up to a path, a different memoir, a different experience coming in. So with that, welcome to today's daily snippet. Once again, I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic shaman, medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon, a reflector by design. I just do go by the term holistic shaman medium, which is a choreography of just merging them all together. And my intention is to utilize the indigenous technologies along with the elemental realms, the imaginal realm, our original divine blueprint, to navigate our soul's harmonic through these realms and dimensions and portals, which is online today, along with some other special centers, of course, the I Am presence, and just bringing us into our energy being, our body, with offerings, prescriptions, and ritual, the otherworldly kind, always ritual. Ritual really is food for our soul to really add to our main stage container. Rituals kind of are the origin, bringing us back to our original cell, if you will. Our personal medicine, our prime directive, our gift and purpose, so that our light does shine brighter. I always see that in the cowrie shells, the brilliance, the light. But with that, my name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And if you have yet to tune in or subscribe to my channel, please do on YouTube or otherwise, predominantly YouTube, Tonya D. Along with my Musing with Tonya D podcast, we do have a spiritual connection, divine connection today. The crown has been online during the entire season of Pisces, but we do have a multi-dimensional airwave kind of happening today. It's like innovative, pioneering, maybe revolutionary divine connections. That's kind of what's happening. Maybe tune of faith, a tune of faith, a note of faith. Sing with Archangel Sandalphon. That's kind of what's streaming in. But I always like to give a shout out to the new peeps entering the village, the community, of validation, a voice of acknowledgement that I do see you. I just like to put that out there. Our new friends and guests arriving to my daily show, new subscribers. Thank you for that. And also, of course, those of you that have been part of my journey since the beginning. It really does take a village, a tribe. Communities are shifting and changing, and I just like to give a gratitude and a blessings for those that do tune in. And also, if you listen to the replay as well. And of course, if you don't mind hitting the bell button and the white rabbit, that's just what I call the white button, the white rabbit. There's a reason for that. And a comment if you do feel that you're in need of a message for your day. Sharing is just another way of paying it forward. It's like a blessing bowl, a gratitude bowl, being authentic. But you could also find me on other social channels, of course, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just remember, I am your otherworldly shamanic assistant. You are truly your own healer, but sometimes we do have energetic hiccups and we need to get out of our own magical way, myself included, by the way. It really does take a village, and we all have a gift and we all have a purpose. The daily snippet, what do I muse about here? The cosmic planets, the insights from the planets, the divine intervention. I do, by design, follow the lunar energies of the moon through the seasons, but now I'm choreographing them through the gates as well, on top of the energy season that the sun's in and the earth, along with the elementals, the 4 pillars, which is a whole navigation story in itself for health and healing. We do have useful and not useful elements that I find are great to either ground into or bring into our environment, along with the subtle energies, the chakras as well. Sometimes I do bring in the meridians, the pathways, of course, our auric fields. Mine I'm cleansing lately a lot. But today I'm actually going to bring in a message for each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, except Friday. I'm going to leave that out for the weekend. But we're in one of my favorite energies. This is really the other world. It's an interdimensional energy. It's the Fae, beings in the unseen, being in the in-between, the in-betwixt kind of energies. Very different, portals, realms, dimensions, and all the things of our inspirited self. You might literally have contact with an angelic being, or it might feel kind of alien, spiritual faith, our conscious reality, if you will. Often it feels unfamiliar. It might feel like you're on shaky ground because it's kind of an awkward sensation, the topsy-turvettes. So really go to your heart, your core of your heart, your God center, to center your authentic essence, the being that resides within you, your star, in the realm of spirit. So you may have a vision, a telepathic download, the realms, it's different dimensions that might be literally streaming in. So don't feel like you're crazy. Just take notice of it. Journal, draw, I don't know, play with it. So where in your heart does the spiritual story belong? And what spiritual story, what does that look like in your future? Maybe you're removing things that are no longer serving you in your spiritual essence. Maybe you're recalibrating that, escalating, going up an escalator, kind of elevating your perspective and really having a panoramic perspective, a otherworldly point of view of your future life. Do you have, ultimate faith in your future? So this might unfold like a transcending energy, as above, so below, maybe having the Merlin effect, a futuristic plan, or a point of view or a perspective of a point of view that literally is falling apart in order to fall back together. I'm just keep seeing fractals lately. It's crazy. But if something your heart was counting on literally falls apart, just learning and understanding in the choreography that it's because your heart isn't or didn't really belong in that future life, that perspective, seeing through those eyes. Maybe it's all out of sync. There's no harmony there. The strings weren't tuned in or tuned up. It's not where you're supposed to be. So we have like this resonance, coincidence kind of our auric fields or our spiritual awareness when they're syncing. So cleaning the cosmic fields, literally scrubbing them if need be. I just know I've been doing that a lot for myself. But once we know where we belong within our heart space, in our environment, like if we're in the right place with the right people, that's when we then begin to attract what does belong in our environment. So even having a self-reflection, self-realization that the way we may have looked out at our future and also our faith was not in alignment with our spiritual truths, our heart's truths, being spiritually authentic. So during the day, a new door may open, a door of unlimited possibilities into a new set of eyes where we see all of this through an innovative, alternative, possibly revolutionary, pioneering kind of way, seeing them through literally the eye of Creator, which then leads to this escalator of faith, going up the escalator. So if you feel into your heart space, and it's like doing an import and an export. Import, where in your spiritual heart does your heart feel like you belong authentically, spiritually, and what does that look like? Then faith is going to be like going along with it, having ultimate faith, streaming that in. So find the otherworldly point of view that really resonates with you and is in your soul's harmonic, in alignment with your heart space. Pretty curious energies. I just love it. I just want to say that. And just a few announcements. I don't know if you've tuned in to Austin Wells, The Ripple Effect of a Jedi Philosophy. Pretty peculiar. I kind of like it, peculiar. With my Musing with Tonya D podcast, you can listen on Apple, Spotify, or you can also just go to my website, tonyad.tv. And Sundays, I have been doing a mystery guest chart. So if you're interested in being a mystery guest, comment in the show notes, and I'll share the link there. And of course, Mongolia, you saw my intro. If your heart's being called for some magic in the mountains in August of this year, traveling with 6 indigenous medicine people of Mongolia, it's really about returning to our origins, our authenticity, the realm of spirit and indigenous technologies and ways, and nature, the keepers of the wild, and a lot more. So if you're interested in that, be sure to tune in. But today on the Elemental Highway, I've got a lot happening today, so be sure to tune in, stay till the end. We do have a yang metal horse of a day, a white horse, and all the rabbits there. So our energy is yang, so decisions, managing the world outside of us. The rest of it is all happening inside of us. Yin to yang, the horse, the yin fire. The yin fire is it's forging our day into something useful, something manageable, which it needs to prune all that yin wood energy, those 2 producing rabbits. So if you felt like you're producing a lot more or less with these rabbits, this is yin energy, so it's more feminine, but it's producing a lot, right? Rabbits produce. We do have the endurance. We've got the willpower as well. So do you believe in the standards that you're placing upon yourself, or are they somebody else's standards? That might be a question you want to ask yourself. You might be overly committing to something or being too hard on yourself. Inside, courage. Courage is a great flavor for metal. Joy for the horse. Kindness for all the wood energy. And peace, inner peace, the choreography of that. But the horse is bringing us some spirit, also the power of love and the joy molecules. The yin earth in the horse is hidden, so that's a resource for the energy of our day. It's right below us. It's in the foundation. So yin wood, all that, the entire month branch, would be wealth for a yang metal person, wealth created. Like, what are you creating today to create abundance? It's really going to pay yourself forward along with others, or who is bringing you abundance for your creativity, your innovations. Maybe an inheritance, winning the lottery, unforeseen giftings, a huge tax return from the government. Maybe they saw that you deserve a free card, a get out of jail free card. Maybe a document gets signed and the old man on the mountain that you met at the bar left you all his gold. I don't know. I'm just being adventurous here. So this may come as something like a radical surprise, something you didn't see coming, the element of surprise. So spirit opens us up to soul capital, this energy coming towards us. Soul capital. So our day is flowing again from the year, water and the heavenly realms, communication, feeding the rabbits, and the yin wood. Lots of yin wood. So the flow is going inward, feeding the fire, the inner fire, creating the ash that's hidden, which is then the resource. The resource gets released. Say that 5 times. The resource gets released at the hour of the rat, because the rat and the horse are in conflict. It's north and it's south. So eastern energy, like open your windows to the east, allow abundance and creativity to flow in from the eastern winds. Our day is able to perform. And metal produces water, which is also communication, intuition, psychic intuition versus fire, intuition, different frequencies there. But it's discerning between the visions, the voices, the emotions, the physical empathy, the root center, the I am of our higher self, our guides, our spirit teams kind of are chiming in. It's like, are we listening? And again, the yin fire forges our day, metal, unrefined crystals, stones, communication, community, storytelling, air, breath work, nurturing. What's nurturing to our bones, to our soul, down to our bones, literally. And metal and earth, that's kind of what I'm feeling, unless you already have plenty of those elements naturally based on your birth time. So pretty fascinating there. Okay, and on to our elements. Oh, almost hit the wrong thing. I am changing it up. I'm doing a message for each of the days. So our message today for Monday. This is great. This is the King of Cups. So leadership, authority, emotions, water, our inner world of emotions, our outer field of emotion, feeling all the feels. It does look a little dark. I should have lined it up a little bit. The element of water, it's elevated in a water sign, Pisces, right? Neptune. Neptune just moved to the highest octave. The Neptune degree, 25 today. So this is wise. It's a sympathetic king. It's understanding. It's the meaning of patience, learning, understanding. I don't know if you can see the sea turtles. They're all kind of swimming beside him, swirling there. It reminds me of the codes, actually. But his path is illuminated along with this tranquility. It's water, it's peaceful, it's reconciling, it's overcoming the unpredictable, the transformations of the ocean, right? The ocean is vast. So this king, he's knowledgeable. He's got his knowledge through space and time for centuries, millennia, all the things, all of which they're reproducing on these patterns. I don't know if you can see the seashell patterns or the patterns on the tortoise, right? Things engraved in the shells and the creatures there in the abyss. Just bringing in, like literally taking it all in, the knowledge, the breath of the sea just flowing around like water. So the surface of the waters, calm, peaceful. When the king is around, the king is present. It's the radiance of blue light radiating out along with yellow, gold, yellow light. I'm just thinking of the sun reflecting, sparkling, so you can see through the jewels. You know how water, when fire, yang fire, the sun hits the ocean, it glitters like gold, right? And the seahorses, which are peculiar, I don't know if you can see them, but they're super cute. They're a symbol of Poseidon's power. They've got this endless power of the sea. And being a creature of perseverance, swimming through the rough seas, it's smooth, and the pace, like keeping up with the pace. So he's kind of himself, he's in the water, but it's politeness, being surrounded by the outer village as well. So the male seahorses, they're the protector of the children of the ocean. I actually started writing a book, one of the seahorses, one of my characters rides a seahorse, of course. But the King of Cups is a protector, and he's caring for and watching over everybody who's near him. He's offering us a drink, drinking in what's capable, healing our wounds, compassion, and care. So his message is to let the currents flow, getting in the streams, the water, flowing through our blood vessels to reach our heart space, and wash away the burdens. Clarity, water, washing away. So, just knowing that he's this patient, tolerant person who understands that all aspects and requirements of people around him need to be in balance. It is otherworldly, right? So it's support, emotion, imagination, understanding, secrecy, maybe kindness. It's subtle energy. It's a wealth of knowledge and dignity and protection. And knowing we've got the nourishment, the skills, we've got a great friend, a great listener. But the Key of Cups really refers to balance between the masculine and the feminine powers, keeping all that's positive and those qualities of both, the yin and the yang, masculine, feminine. Often it implies a man in our life who's very kind, a loving person. Just knowing that we are supported by the universe, both in intangible and tangible ways. Knowing that this card has appeared, especially with the energy of Neptune moving to a new degree, and also I'm thinking of myself right now, but just also where the sun is. So the personality of this energy is a combination of the active energy of the water, the element of the cups, along with a dynamic kind of extroverted character, being the king, the leadership, the authority. Just knowing that this is a wise energy, an emotional wise energy, and an understanding man, maybe who's got a lot of knowledge, depth of knowledge, deep water knowledge of the world coming from his soul emanating, but also being a teacher and a guide for students, devotion and love. So he cares for others very intimately, and he responds to their needs, their compassion, but he heals them with gentle words, kindness, water, peace, words. So this kind of symbolizes emotional maturity, if you will, and the balance between our intelligence, Mercury, and our emotions, the moon. So this is a period of maybe things are going to be clearly expressed. Maybe our intuition becomes more delicate, but also more accurate than ever. And emotions are going to also grow and become more balanced. Loyalty, dedication. You can trust and expect the men in your life for that. But on the other side of the coin, it also means that we are in control, leadership, authority, and we cannot do anything but only clean up all the trouble caused by others, possibly. So if you're facing any challenges, it's just a reminder that you can completely control the currents, the situation, by trying a little harder. But it also implies that men might come around to help you. It could be your father, it could be a mentor, it could be your partner. Just people coming into our lives today, giving us a lot of different advice. However, you want to keep in mind that when people are not in our shoes, walking our walk, walking our path, the advice is more of just a reference point, an eye opener, maybe. Just saying. It also hints that maybe we need to maintain some kind of maturity when faced in difficult situations in our future. Be more solution driven. It kind of goes with the energy of today because spirit is really online, which I find pretty curious. And today, the message for tomorrow, I should say. Hey, what's going on here? Tomorrow, we've got the Empress, which is great. The 3, which is Jupiter energy. So what do we believe, like an Empress? Jupiter's like at the mind's degree in Aries. So what does our heart believe belongs in our character and our action we're going to take, our behavior, just receiving a new wardrobe? Are you releasing negative thoughts about your day-to-day character, how you're seen, what action are you taking, ideas, learning, understanding, who and where or what we do or don't belong within our actions and our character? What's stirring the cosmic soup here? So this is like a conversation, the little beings out there talking to the Empress. They're just wandering spirits, and they're talking to her. They're offering her the gift in the sky. You can see the crown. And they're doing this dance. It's kind of a kaleidoscope kind of image. But it really is kind of part of the Virgin Mary. And she's smiling and receiving this cosmic dance, the otherworldly little beings there. And I love this deck because it's ethereal, it's Celtic, it brings in all the things. It's shamanic, it's all of these witchcraft even, the pagans, I'm thinking of it all. So at the moment, it's the mind and our thoughts being a conductor, a conduit for this symphony, this melody. So these spirits are lost, but they're trying to place this crown upon her head that are made of butterflies. I don't know if you can tell, but they're just bringing this energy in. It's braided and it's budding with spring, which we've got the spring equinox coming next week. So that's kind of flavorful. It's got jasmine, lily flowers, and they're just budding for this crown. It's kind of called the Virgin's crown. An apple, right, is the fruit of the mother. I'm thinking of the tree of life. And the apple there, wheats from the field, kind of feels a little bit like Virgo, the harvest, I guess. And the gifts, she's got gifts in her basket as well. She's got the song. So it's like just exploding with sound and light and all kinds of vision if you could meditate on the car. But the Empress is about creativity, generosity, patience, love, kind of like the king. So we're kind of going to go through some patience for a solution, I guess. But she's a person, I would say a gift, who's full of richness and creativity and just experience of natural, organic feeling and generosity. And again, she's the Virgin Mary, fertility, nurturing. She's keeping her basket full of just earthly gifts of fruits and flowers and all the things. It's just the bounty, if you will. But she's also got this primitive nature. I would say the origins, I'm kind of into that. It's the embodiment of life, being embodied in our bodies, a deep connection with nature, which is also the Earth star. And she's sitting on this ivy tree. She's tightly wrapped in this dress with all of these colors. I would call it the rainbow grid. So you can just kind of get an image of like this beautiful, gentle, just full of love and ambiance of this very rich woman. Just rich with all the things, not necessarily the bounty of money. That's kind of the physical, but have a great relationship with money. Make money your best friend. But she's reaching out to give away all the best that she's ever had in a natural and authentic way. And she's exuding confidence and beauty. It's this mature, responsible woman. Kind of reminds me of a crone or somebody who's really climbing into their skin. So she always knows what her children need. She's there to cherish and nurture them. Everything as amazing as possible. And we do this organically. And when children grow up and they're embodying their essence, then they're full and just being who they are. And we should be encouraging them to fly outside, out into the world, even though often it feels painful, especially to the mother, right? So her face, even though she's got her eyes closed, is kind of, there's this pain, like an inherent pain when your children go off to school. I don't know, for those listening, when your kids go off to kindergarten, right? Or you put them in daycare, you kind of have this tug at your heartstrings. But she's satisfied. She's got the butterflies. Things are bright and shining. So the future is expanding before our eyes. And often, women have children. So life generally revolves around children and taking care of them, nurturing them. Mothers, all mothers. I coo at babies. It's hilarious. They're not even mine, but they're so cute. You just want to pinch them. But just following through, being with children to nourish them side by side, and if they make a mistake, we just apologize, forgive, move forward, be tender, be kind. So yeah, it's this mother energy. Mothers generally what keep the home front homey, I guess is the word, the hearth, the family. Everybody feels safe and secure and sheltered and comfortable. I still call in my mom. She's in the heavenly realm, the universe, spirit realm, transcended, ancestor. So I call her in all the time just for conversations. And even in the physical, just, who doesn't ever want to call up and ask their mom? I'm still in that for tomorrow, apparently. But the Empress also corresponds to Venus, which talks about what everybody feels most satisfied in life. And Venus right now is in Aries at the moment. So what are we going to open up to accept? Does it feel like the action that we need to take? Are we open to it? Are we able to commit to it? Those kinds of things within ourselves, our own action, our characters are kind of, can we open up to a new way of being? But the beauty of the Empress, it's beautiful, it's delicate, it's romantic, it's sweet beauty, it's boundless love. So in the heart of each and every one of us, we do have the seed sound of our mother. It's peaceful. It's just this great energy. So whenever we feel difficult moments in life, it's a great idea to just go to the mother shrine, if you will. The tree of life, the mother tree. There is a mother tree in Africa. That's where that came from. But we're going to have more motivation to overcome things when we can go to that feminine energy, the bright rose garden, that her feet, things are like blooming. It's beauty, it's aroma. I'm thinking of essential oils, nature, aromas of nature. So yeah, and just being grateful, respectful of the feminine, because we are this, right? It's the goddess of life. It's Mother Nature. It's prosperity. So it's kind of a message to do all these things: healing, nourishment, physical comfort zones, wealth, female divine energy, pregnancy, becoming a mother even. It's protection, potential. So it's kind of representing growth, development, an image of kind of a lady or a long dress. That could also be a sign of pregnancy. So somebody might be getting pregnant here or announce it. It also is like a baby's in the womb. It's the fruits, right? Bearing fruits of our labors, if you will. But it's a sign also. It could be a woman in your family, could be your mother, could be a sibling, a sister. So just something around beauty and energy and love. So it's kind of an affirmation as well that our I'm thinking of our efforts, our abundance. We're about to be rewarded. The harvest, it might even come in the future. Achievements. It's a great omen, really. This is all for tomorrow. It also could be financial abundance. A situation becomes more stabilized, new business coming in, and just to greet them, bring it in. Cherishing our plans turn into reality, like spirit. And I'm thinking of energy to matter one after another, just things are flowing, the domino effect. So it's not time to hesitate. It's time to like really have courage and strengthen that aspect of ourselves. And it often brings hope to us, all of our tiredness, our patience, like just being compensated for where we've been and where we're going. It's an opportunity to really seize the moment and just know we're going to achieve success after these hardships, these struggles, and just new ideas and visions. Um, and yeah, it could be even, I'm thinking of a new match, a partner if you're single. But if you do need to heal a relationship with an ex, that may go smoothly as well. You know, a lot of people are, I'm thinking of divorced parents, two parents, or, you know, not married and having kids. So just kind of going with that. Forgiveness, we go from the King of Cups to the Empress. So that's kind of peculiar and also interesting. Okay, moving on. Sometimes I feel like I ramble. But Wednesday's message, we've got the Two of Pentacles, which is great. This is duality. It's the moon, the two, protecting our feelings around manifesting the earth energy. What do we want to bring in? But this is the juggling act of the physical realm, the juggling act of life. He's standing on one leg, doing the topsy-turvette, beginning to dance and twirl and just creating this equilibrium based on the juggling of life, the disorder of juggling. But he's kind of like the god of destruction, Hindu, the Shiva, Shakti Shiva kind of thing. So he's this individual who always is in harmony, harmonizing, balancing of these opposing forces. But to him, it's just your normal everyday person, not so much a god. So it's being in the current posture might not be stable enough, the point of where we break where we're standing, like the rug gets ripped out from under our feet. It feels like you might be on shaky ground, or a breeze, you know, the wrong move, maybe a tip over. But it's the ability that will make us fall into this abyss. That's something that can really happen at any moment in time. And it's kind of the energy of today, break down to the breakthrough. But the confidence, you know, we have confidence within ourselves, and we just know how to do this dance and just being in the flow. So, you know, somebody out there might be trying to fool us, a situation, be the wind. I'm just thinking of the rabbits, wind energy, lightning, thunder, the east. But it also could be a silent or invisible partner, to where we can kind of do the dance together between the spirit realm and the physical, doing the dance there. So, you know, having confidence and bringing confidence to us. And sometimes, though, too much of a good thing kind of tips us over, right? So it's like the wind. Will the wind discourage this wandering lifestyle, the juggling, or are we going to adapt to the lightning kind of reversal of it? I think it's like taking a breath and a pause in a way, which I prefer to do. But again, this is the art of balancing action, juggling, and keeping everything in even flow, a state of motion, being flexible, being adaptable, having change. It's kind of a message like maybe we might be facing some chaotic challenges on Wednesday with the strong spirit. Just be alert, be awakened, I guess. Danger is always lurking, but we're going to be bigger if we engage and just know it's coming, right? So it really is balance, cooperation, alternative engagements. It's being flexible, adaptable, multitasking. It's the mutable signs, right? Manipulation, even possibly good news, gifts, a new beginning, going with the flow, being a jack of all trades, things being in the flow, easy come, easy go. But being out of balance, you know, it's all about balance. So it's offering us to kind of see things through a different set of eyes, even in relationships. It's really all about balance. And so, like, what areas of your life need balance? Like finance to health, love to career, or home life to career. I'm just thinking of the astrology thing. the wheel. So it really is a great sign. So there might be two matters that are important to keep in mind. We need to stop focusing on way too many things, especially the multitasking. That's not the right thing for Wednesday. So maybe we need to cut down on what we're doing and focus on just two main priorities. We might need to pay attention and balance our financial situation, for example, or, it might be something that we're trying to balance all the things in our life, whether it's career, love, money, etc. But thanks to often the difficulties, the forces of adversity, that's how we learn how to control all the issues around us through time and space. It's a matter of being organized and managing our own self. So it's kind of, I always prefer to stay optimistic through all my things, all my trivial pursuits, kind of is how I see them. But it's an alert that we might be facing something difficult. Control our spending. Things might feel overcoming. It's kind of balancing of those coins, stuff like that. So it's all about balance, obviously. But it's not otherworldly, so I don't know. It feels great to me. Okay, so Thursday, this is the message for Thursday. I know, right? The Eight of Swords, it always feels terrible, but it's not. Eight's the infinity and beyond. It's like where we're able to let go of things that are no longer serving us, putting them like in the cosmic void to get transformed, I guess. And what we are able to commit to. And the swords are also air, communication, mental clarity, movement, power, progress, moving forward. So you can't see it, but our little swan is kind of stuck in a raspberry bush. And there's a cute little hummingbird singing above. I don't know if you can see the hummingbird. It's super cute. But the thorns, right? So our little swan stuck in these thorns. They're stuck with not just the thorns and the leaves, but it's just about capturing, like being captured, like entangled, if you will. But the hummingbird is like speaking to the swan to calm down, to take a breath and take a pause through the thorns, if you will. Reminds me of every rose has its thorn, poison, I guess, the song. So the hummingbird is calming down our sweet swan, so she doesn't feel like she's going to fall into a victim trap of the raspberry bushes. So she's kind of got this collection around there. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of like forces of adversity. It really is in a weird way. I don't know. I think swords always get a bad rap. I don't know. That's just how I feel. But this is like the sleeping beauty of all cards. It's temptation. We're getting pushed into hundreds of thousands of different types of thorny, I want to say they're wake up calls, thorns, energetic hiccups, and just finding where like the end is and the beginning is. And it's pure power, having courage and opening up to things that have never happened. Sometimes our mind choreographs a story before it's even happened, and then it does happen because we choreograph the story. Watch out for what you wish for, mind games, I guess. The hummingbird. So the hummingbird is a symbol of calming down. And once we're calm, then the thorns are no longer cutting into the flesh. And just stay calm, getting to the peace point, the pause point. And the thorny branches just kind of sway away when we're not stuck in them, when we come from a place of, I would say, silent lucidity in a way. But the Eight of Swords is just a reminder to not waste our energy on the little things overall. So everything can really easily lead us into numbness, into chaos, into crisis. And then we're kind of immersed in feeling limited or anxious or trapped in our situations. However, if we take a breath and a pause and we just calmly evaluate things from a peace point, the zone of neutrality, even emotional neutrality, a solution organically, naturally appears often. But this is about interference, maybe feeling like we have a limitation. Maybe we have some frustration. Maybe we're confused even. Maybe we've got some paralysis. Maybe we're hesitating. So just knowing that we got the Eight of Swords for Thursday, we may be holding ourselves back because we're afraid of going into the future, and because we're afraid of being hurt by maybe new circumstances, or maybe we're just timid and we're holding back for no reason at all. And thinking thoroughly about what we are afraid of, things can be less chaotic or terrible or more serious than we thought, just because our mind is a tool. So it kind of tells us that we've got to get out of our head sometimes, get out of the box, especially around failure. It just feels swords, cutting things away. So we can kind of have a win-win and not being afraid of things that are unclear, reflecting on our thoughts, our words, our behavior, any negative factors, and just remember what you say and what you do, the cause and the effect, right? Cause and effect, the law of cause and effect, choices that we make affect the outcome of life, right? So it's like really taking a breath and a pause before we commit to anything. So if you do need help around managing your fears, just say it out loud. Voice it out. I talk to myself all the time driving down the road. Sometimes I talk to myself on my live show, just saying. But we always want things to like have a sense of perfectionism. And we do have a yang metal day today, and yin metal is more that refined. So that's more the perfection, the shiny penny, if you will. Um, we don't really want to disappoint other people, and we don't want to be mentally bound. The mind restricts or feel responsible for everything around us. So stay out of that criticism. Don't be overly sensitive. And don't be afraid also to have a reaction to those around you or even to yourself. If you feel like you're lacking confidence, sometimes our our biggest enemy is ourselves. So it's kind of a message. It shows us you might be feeling trapped in those thorns, but there's a hummingbird there telling us to calm down. I would say that's spirit. That's what we got to do to escape the chaos and just allow ourselves to be in the flow. So don't make any decisions at this stage, but really it's good news. It's an effort to see the big picture, be a solution to a problem, and get a vision maybe. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm going with that. But it's a time to really let go of the past, clean up our mind, prepare for new journeys, believe in our intuition, trust ourselves, receiving a worthy gift, probably an otherworldly soul capital gift. Solutions aren't always easy, but at least we still have a chance. So kind of finding insight, our mind, our gift, our purpose. That's kind of what we can use this for, is getting clarity of the mind, using those swords to clear up the mental clutter in the mind. So really staying heart-centric as far as today, feeling into our feelings, discerning the feelings. Are they yours or are they somebody else's? And in that discernment, like what direction, what pathway, what crossroads do we belong with our own innate spiritual story? What spiritual aspect are we escalating? What is the otherworldly panoramic view? Are you able to see through the eyes of the Great Spirit, God, universe, whatever you want to call it? A universal panoramic perspective around our spiritual acumen, our spiritual story. So this energy is in the season of Pisces. It's often, for me, it's the element of surprise, the unexpected, expecting the unexpected, the spiritual miracles, the miraculous, life-changing, life-altering, like things that we don't even know are happening. It's like the undercurrents in the waters, but it kind of feels like an energetic portal for a higher energy to stream through, those universal galactic streams of light just coming to life, being the bounty. So any like magical, mystical, otherworldly, extraordinary events that happen for you today, there's probably no accident. They're not coincidental. It's an omen. It's a memo for us individually and personally to kind of, it's a wake-up call. So may the force literally be with us today. Nature is authentic. It's evolving. It's transforming. So are we. So with all of that, that was a long one, but I wanted to get all those cards in. Hope this was helpful. Insights for today. You might want to tune back in and listen to each day. I'm kind of going to hold the cards for the day. But I would also affirm that I am in the element of surprise. I'm just going to open that up to a different dimensional energy of where do I heartfelt belong in relation to spirit? Like, what is that relationship? What is my connection to my higher self, my Sarah? So with all of that, thanks for tuning in. I do have a divination coming up. So I will see you on the other side. Blessings. Ashe.
And we've got so many troubled teens that everyone just throws onto the backboard. I'm sure everyone agree that we just kind of throw our kids to the side if they're troublesome. So being a lightsaber practitioner has a good benefit with helping these kids because it gives them something to do. And that was one thing that stepped up to the board and everything like that. And just how I work with the self betterment of myself and others, it's nice because the students that I have learn from how I am. You know, animal overturns a trash can at the park, I'll start picking up stuff, and most of my students will jump right alongside me. So, and the ideal of better yourself to better those around you, it's really as simple as I do a good task, somebody acknowledges it and wants to do